Yeah, I got ice cream on me apparently.
Ooh.
Hmm. What
Was
a
it good
wonderful
ice cream?
start. Yeah, it's Neapolitan.
Ooh,
We got
nice.
goddamn 4 liters of it. So,
That's a lot.
yeah, someone showing how much they stan their favorite Ruby character. Not mine,
Yeah,
but I mean someone in this household.
yeah,
Yeah, welcome back to another
yeah,
episode.
yeah.
We're still
Seasons.
here.
Yeah, we are. We're never going away. Maybe, probably. I don't know. Yeah, season 6, episode 7.
Maybe we'll take an extended vacation sometime.
Hmm.
Go to Antarctica or something.
Yeah,
Do what the weebs do.
yeah. Do like the when all those free fans went to Australia to go see a hotel, we'll
Uh,
do the same, but go to Antarctica to go see like a ship or something.
the funniest thing to me about that, how they're like,
Yeah,
they weren't ready for this hotel thing, is when the original free aired, the same thing happened.
yeah,
It's happened twice now, and people still weren't ready. It just keeps happening.
yeah. Uh, it's it's like such a good peer story.
Yeah, they
Hopefully,
they make money as long as the
yeah,
fans treat it nice. I know there's a lot
yeah.
of
Bad it.
pilgrimages,
Yeah,
as they call it, to the town Love Live Sunshine is based in right now.
yeah.
A bunch of people I know from my city went on a trip to Japan, and
Hmm.
while there, they did do like the pilgrimage thing because they
Hmm.
went and saw the live concert of a
Oh
course.
yeah.
They saw it in one of the cities, and then they saw it in another city. Like they
Hmm.
saw two of them, which is like kind of that's cool, but also like you're buying extra tickets and taking away chances for other people, which kind of sucks. But I
Yeah.
mean, they're getting their money for their tour.
Hmm.
It's just awkward for like anime tours because you know that group's only together as long as that anime is.
Yeah.
But I mean, follow your dreams, follow your passions.
Hmm.
Spend
Totally.
that mad cash. Yeah, well, one of them came back. Okay, one of them goes to like Weiss Night or like card games. Um,
Oh yeah.
and he was actually really nice. He got me like a really cheap figure from a really cheap figure. So nice. No, he got one Cinderella Girls one from a crane machine they
Oh.
gave me because he's like, I feel like you'd like this character. I don't really. I'm like, okay, cool, thanks. And
Nice.
he also brought back some cold, and apparently Japanese colds, us Canadians aren't made for them. So like
Oh.
a ton of us got super violently ill when he came back and showed up ill and started giving out presents. It's like, damn you,
Oh.
biological warfare. But yeah, that was a while ago now, but
Mm.
fun times.
Yeah. Yeah. Shall we get into news? Did you want to talk about those news things? 'Cause we
the,
didn't
the
we didn't get anything in the regular week, so
the
you found.
news we
Yeah.
have. Well, alright. Let me see. Mal has some news at the bottom here. We got Gintama ending.
Hmm. After
15-year.
15 years.
Whew.
Yeah.
I hate to be so mean. I know people love it and all, but
Hmm.
it's weird. I see it pop up every once in a while, and then just no one talk about it for like forever, and then suddenly people just scream about it again, and
Yeah.
then it's forgotten again. But I'm kind of glad the anime's ending. Like
Yeah.
too many episodes, and because each season. I've mentioned before how seasonal rankings are kind
Mhm.
of skewed because more
Yeah.
people drop off after the first season who don't like it, so the people who will watch concurrent seasons are people who are like biased to watch liking it, so their rating
Hmm.
gets higher, and it causes series like Intama with a super dedicated fan base and like 5 200 episode seasons or something ridiculous like that to take up like half of a top 10 statistics site,
Yeah.
and it can be kind of rough trying to find new stuff to watch when that happens. And that's not just Gintama, there's other series that have that same problem,
Hmm.
where you angrily shake your fist at it, like, curse you taking up more spots again. But
Yeah. I kind of had a similar thought of like, oh, Gintama's almost over. I can almost stop hearing about Gintama soon.
see,
Oh.
I'd rather hear about Gintama than more Naruto though.
Oh, true.
Because at least the clips I occasionally see from Gintama are sometimes
Hmm.
super hilarious. Like, even without
Yeah.
context. Actually, they're probably funnier without context. Because I
Yeah.
tried watching and I couldn't get into it, but, like, there's some real good clips from that show. I
Yeah.
can understand why people like it, it's just not for me.
Hmm.
And, again, if people enjoy it, I don't mean to be like, oh, I'm so glad it's ending, haha, screw you. But, like,
Yeah.
it's probably better it's going to end now before it starts to get really bland and repetitive and bad. Like, look at The
Yeah.
Simpsons.
Yeah.
Go out
I
on a
just,
high note, you know?
yeah. I have to imagine after 15 years of drawing that manga, I imagine that person is very tired.
Oh, yeah. Take a break. Take your extended vacation,
Yeah.
uh, Hideaki Sorachi. Or
Yeah.
make something new if you want. Make something cool. Because, yeah, that's the other
Yeah.
thing. That's gotta be tiring doing the same series for 15 years straight.
Yeah. Like, I just wonder if that after like finish it and then take a break and just like, I'm just gonna make a Gintama spin-off now, and just like cash in on the name and
And you
like, oh
could.
yeah,
There's enough. There's enough side characters.
oh yeah,
Besides that, because we're just doing the news here, because we
yeah,
forgot to get news, we got Vinland Saga news stuff,
oh
which
yeah, staff.
I only learned like this week that
Mhm.
Vinland Saga is by the same person who made Planets,
Oh,
which
huh.
I've been meaning to look into Planets forever. And I read the first chapter of Vinland Saga and wasn't super enthralled, but I've been
Hmm.
seeing like art and stuff from much later on in the series, and it looks way more interesting, so I might have to give it another shot.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll be buying the volumes though, because they're super expensive hardcovers
Oh,
that take up a ton of room. I
oh
mean, I
yeah.
might, but there's like a ton of them. We'll
Hmm.
see. I'll probably watch the anime, see how it does,
Hmm.
see how invested I get.
Yeah, I'll probably do the same. This is.
No, it's
Ooh.
on Amazon Prime.
Oh, God.
No, I
Can
can't
we?
watch it anyways. Oh well. Fuck
Yeah.
it.
Maybe I won't watch this then. Ugh. Oh well.
Mate,
Maybe maybe a couple months afterwards I'll end up on High Dive or something.
give me happy sugar life, you bastards. I still want to watch that.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anyone talking about it, which kind of makes me a bit worried about the adaptation, but then also it's on Amazon,
Yeah.
which no one. It's on
Yeah.
Amazon America only, too, so no one is seeing it right now.
Yeah.
Like,
Like I feel like the only time I've heard people talk about a show on Amazon was Land of the Lustrous, but that might have been because I was like
Land
seeking
of
that
the
out to some
Lustrous
degree.
and
Yeah.
Made in Abyss.
Oh yeah, that
And
too.
I think Princess Principal is too, but I think a lot of the talk about those was because that's when they were still like advertising Anime Strike and advertising that they had currently airing anime. They aren't doing that
Yeah.
anymore. They don't even advertise that they have new anime, so probably no one even fucking knows that it's on there. Like,
Yeah.
God, what an awful company. Fuck
Yeah.
Amazon.
Yeah. Bad.
Yeah, especially today's a real salty day for Amazon with their prime changes with Twitch too.
Oh
We all
yeah.
get to see ads again! Yay!
Oh
I don't know what
boy.
that's gonna mean for the future of these live streams. I'm kind of worried.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we'll have uh, our copy to put up on YouTube, but like, that's the
Yeah.
thing. If advertisers are getting more of a hold in Twitch now,
Mm-hmm.
like we might just get censored on both. Like, I'll be like,
Oh
"Hi, I'm trans and gay." Oh,
yeah.
demonetized. Oh, blocked.
Yeah.
Oh, lost affiliate. Oh, it's only a matter of time because anything LGBT is automatically like,
Yeah.
that's not safe for work. That's being
Ugh.
sexual. It's like, no, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're with your ad money, fuck off, Subway.
Ugh.
Okay, I'm not
I
making
hate it.
that joke.
Ugh.
But I
Yeah.
saw Subway ads on a stream
Mm.
earlier today, and it was jarring seeing ads on Twitch again. I was like, this
Mm.
is not okay.
Yeah. Ugh.
It's a push to make you have to buy Nitro as well.
Yeah. That's dumb. I
Yeah,
don't want to pay an extra $8.
yeah. It's like Maybe I'll
that's
just
awful.
drop my my Amazon Prime subscription.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll take the $8.
it's
You can take your like 100 back. Fucking
yeah. I've been honestly thinking of dropping Amazon Prime because I
yeah.
barely use Amazon anymore, and now I don't want to use Twitch Prime either. Like whatever.
Yeah, I'm using it a lot less. I've been trying to use it a lot less, like on purpose. The problem
Yeah.
is I still have it for anime and for 2-day shipping around holidays or for gifts and stuff,
Mhm.
and also for electronics. Because I find it's the easiest way to get electronic parts. But I try my
Mhm.
best to buy all my manga through like book companies instead, like Chapters Indigo,
Yeah.
which also owns Barnes and Nobles in them, or like local small bookshops or whatever instead.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, that's what I do. I always buy my books. Manga and stuff from whatever company I can.
it's
So yeah, just
the only
I
time
wish
I
there was
buy
a
the
yeah.
only time
Go
I
ahead.
bought manga from Amazon was when I was trying to hit free shipping, and I don't worry about that right now, but I might
Mhm.
go back to that. I just found Amazon ships stuff really poorly too, so everything always comes damaged. Like
Um.
always. Like I will not buy my box sets from there anymore. My the Sentai ones, they come a month later and they're usually damaged. I'm just gonna pay the extra like $30 and buy it off Right Stuff because I know it
Mhm.
won't be damaged and I'll get it on time.
Yeah.
Which is pretty pathetic.
Yeah.
You should just be able
Well.
to buy straight from Sentai's site. Fucking
Yeah.
Section 23. Today's a salty day.
Mhm.
I'm salty today.
Yeah.
Mm,
Anyway.
yeah, if you wanna just. I don't even know if we need to talk about the rest. We can probably just move on.
Yeah. I don't know. There's that Beelzebub anime that we might watch maybe,
Yeah,
and then another Idolmaster anime. Great.
it
Fantastic.
looks cute, and I like demons and stuff, but
Yeah.
I'm worried it's going to be too much fan servicey. Oh, the guy likes her, because that's the vibe I've been getting from what I've seen, and
Yeah.
that trope's just overplayed for me. I can't take it anymore.
Yeah.
But we'll see. It does have a really cute art style.
It
I
does.
I almost who did the manga? Matowa.
Mm.
I'm seeing if I recognize their other stuff.
Oh.
I have something else on their plan on my plan to read actually, which is
Oh.
Heart.
Hmm.
Hmm. I actually did recognize the art. Oh, okay.
Oh.
I've been meaning to read Which is Heart for a while. It sounded good and cute. It's rated
Cool.
really high for being like super unknown.
Yeah.
Like
That's cool.
7.84 with only 500 users.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah,
Hmm.
it's me.
If Beelzebub does well, maybe that other one, Witch's Heart, will come out in English. That'd be exciting.
Yeah.
I've been trying to find more shonen stuff with like female leads, like more
Mhm.
predominant female leads. Right now I'm looking into picking up Claymore, though I don't. I think they might be more
Mhm.
non-binary. I'm not super sure, and it's a bit more darker. But like things like Soul
Yeah.
Leader and like with Maka as the lead, trying to
Mhm.
find stuff like that more, and it's actually pretty rough,
Mhm.
especially if you're just mainly looking at stuff translated to English. But this is my segue
Yeah.
into what I've been reading and watching. Look at how good I am.
Nice.
Uh,
Flawless.
yeah. So I'm not giving you the option to go first. I'm
That's
working on
fine.
segues right now. Uh, I found a manga I talked about it a while ago. I went back and read more. It's called Goblin wa mo Jubun ni Tsuyo, or Goblin is very strong.
Mhm.
It's about a goblin who keeps finding heroes near death, so she kills them all and becomes like level 99 and as strong as the Demon King and is a monster. It's just
Mhm.
like a really cute, sort of gaggish comedy. I really like the way the characters all interact. They're really cute. There's this really cute demon that has a very gay crush on the goblin,
Mhm.
and they do kiss at one point
Oh.
consensually, and there is like I ship it. I ship it. It's cute. But
Nice.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. This is one I think would be really cool to come out in English. It's a very good parody, and the type of parody we don't see too often,
Mm-hmm.
because it's like that game world, but it's super comedy heavy and campy, but also not like it's from the point of view of the enemies as well, which we don't ever see. Like whenever someone tries to mix it up, the closest I can think of is the first Grimgar and Ash, where they kind of showed the monsters are also scared, but they didn't really go into it too much to my knowledge. But you
Mm-hmm.
never see it from the enemy's point of view, you know? That's never
Yeah.
how it works in the parody, so that to me was kind of cool. And it's also super, like, borderline gay and kind of gay,
Mm-hmm.
and
Cool.
canonically Mimit is gay, so yeah.
Cool.
Yes, that's the first thing. I read nine chapters of that. Having a good time. I think there's
Yeah.
15 translated right now, so I'm
All
just got a
right.
bit more to catch up. Um, yeah, I read a bunch of manga. Jesus.
Cool.
So I read a volume of Oran High School Host Club, so I'm down the first two volumes. I've had the full collection for a few years now. I bought them off my friend, but
Yeah.
never got around to reading it. It's kind of an eyesore. I hate to say this. I love the anime. The manga is not as good. The pacing's not as good. The manga composition I actually hate. There's a lot of just like added floral designs and stuff to like make it more shoujo-y, but it just the way it's laid out, it gets in the way of stuff. It makes the composition really bad. It takes away from like the main points of pages a lot of the time. It just makes it all feel really cluttered. So I actually find it kind of a pain to read at points. Though again, this is like the first two volumes. It might get better later on.
Mm-hmm.
And part of the struggle is I already know what happens because the
Oh
anime
yeah.
was like the first half. But once I get to the first half, I'm sure I'll pick up more. I won't be as put off by it because there'll be new content. But
Yeah.
yeah, until that point, it's been a struggle.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I know how that is. Yeah.
yeah, uh, God, I've read so many volumes of World Trigger. So the past week I read 6 volumes of World Trigger.
Nice.
So yeah, I've also bought the final volumes, which spoiler for my manga haul for this month. So I have 1 to 18 now, which is all that is out. It's currently on hiatus.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, so I'm about halfway through all the content that's out. Though I read the later chapters from where the anime ended, so
Mm-hmm.
previously, and I've watched the anime. I love the series. Super excited to be revisiting it, especially because I'm using a lot of my rereading as like inspiration and fact checking for a Ruby AU I'm working on, a Ruby fan
Ooh.
fiction with the World Trigger universe. So, first chapter that will hopefully be done this week as well. And then I read. That's World Trigger again. Wrong page. Uh,
Nice.
yeah. I read 4 volumes of Takami Bachi Letter B.
Oh yeah.
So I'm mostly caught up on all the stuff I owned. I still love this series. I really want to finish it. I watched the anime years ago, but only the first half and then like a half of the second half. So 3/4, if that makes sense. They were released as 2 different series. There was Letter B and then a second season Letter B Rebirth, and I got about halfway through
Mm.
Rebirth. So
Okay.
I'm super excited to go back. This is a super unique shonen manga. Like it's super heartfelt. A lot of it is about people's emotions, and like I cried a few times while reading through it
Oh.
already. Already I've
Mhm.
been crying, and it's good. It's a fantastic series. The art is incredible. I was really confused because I'm like I haven't seen this creator do much because I had mentioned or we saw that new manga company was going to do something that was like a one shot by him or something
Oh yeah.
based in the same universe, which I was interested in. But like I tried to see what he's been doing since Tagami Bachi, and like I went to his
Mhm.
published manga, and there's really not much.
Huh.
It's like his latest thing is he did the character design for Cheer Danshi, the male cheerleading anime
Oh
from
yeah.
2016, but like yeah, it's like I didn't realize how old he was. I don't mean this is a bad thing, but he's like
Hmm.
been around forever. He has like manga from 1995.
Hmm.
He has
Wow.
1994 is the farthest back, I think. I think he did something even more. Yeah, he was born in 1968. Like he's for the type
Hmm.
of story he was writing, it's like it was so progressively like past where shonen was at the time to something you would
Hmm.
expect to be coming out nowadays that like it kind of threw me off that he was like he was he's kind of like an old guard of the manga world, but also not. Like I don't know what happened. He just like came, made some really cool stories, and then suddenly disappeared.
Yeah.
Though to be fair, Tagami Bachi only ended in 2015, so it's only been like 3 years. Uh,
Yeah.
he slowed down production a lot near the end, which is probably good for health reasons. But his art
Yeah.
style in it is so different and interesting. I love it so much. It's like I don't think there's really an art style like it. I think the closest I could say is some of the Land of the Lustrous stuff actually, like the
Oh.
where he plays with the contrast. There's
Hmm.
so much of that in Tagami Bachi because it's in a world in like Eternal Night. So
Oh.
there's
Okay.
so much like use of contrast and like the night sky with like dozens of bright stars. It's so pretty. I
Yeah.
I cannot recommend it enough, and that's why I have gone on this long rant. Um, sorry, I'll go faster. Uh, I read a chapter of Imori 201, which is a terrible, terrible, smutty manga that I shouldn't be reading, but I am. There's 7 chapters left, but they're being like 7 left to be translated, but they're being
Hmm.
translated about one every 6 months, so I'll be done in another 3.5 years.
Oh, great.
I feel like this. Oh yeah, maybe they'll do it once they finish translating Chikotan Kaworu, who's by the same author. They might have already. I'm not sure. That's another
Hmm.
really good manga I need to go catch up and finish on. It's about a girl who has a bunch of robots. I
Yeah.
forgot that's
I've
by the
read.
same person.
I've read some of that one. That's very good.
Yeah, I need to catch up on it. I also read a volume of Nishijo.
Hmm.
Getting my way through that because I have the full collection now, so I only need to read. I only have 4 more to read, and then get the spin-off stuff.
Hmm.
Let's see here. Oh yeah, I don't know if I ever mentioned this before, but there's like one of those like one 4 page a day like
Hmm.
web manga called Otome Danshi ni Koisuru Otome. Someone I know recommended it to me. It's a gender bender comedy about just a guy who likes to cross dress and looks really feminine, and this other girl
Hmm.
gets a crush on him but has issues with it. They do mention a few times about like, or I think they might mention once some like transitioning stuff, but the character very much says, "No, I just like to be cute and being cute.
Yeah.
Like I identify as male," and like that's okay.
Hmm.
Sometimes it's good like that. It's not trying to bait me, which I like. Like things like
Yeah.
Boku Girl, I didn't like because it was like really baity. Yeah, you can be the guy or you can be the girl, and then it's like, oh, you're gonna be a girl just so you can be with a guy because homosexuality is bad. That's how it ended.
Mm.
That's how it
Oh.
ended. And you're only doing this because you've been a girl so long. You now start liking guys instead of girls, so you lost your original crush. And because of
Hmm.
that, you now cannot go back. Even though in the same theory and reasoning in that world, if he went back, he'd start liking the girl again, and she liked him. Like, it was trash. It was really awful logic. It was a terrible ending. In that manga in general did not treat trans people well, or gay people in
Oh.
general. Every gay character is treated really gross.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, it's real bad, but I mean, a lot of people are like, yeah, it's a gender bender.
Hmm.
There's a lot of people I know in the anime and trans community who have read it just for the sake that it is a gender bender and it was a long ongoing one, and it's really hard to find those.
Yeah.
And you hold out the hope till the very end, and then it slaps you in the face a couple times.
Yeah. Ugh, that sucks.
Yeah. But yeah, it's kind of refreshing that this one, because it is a different take on how gender is presented and stuff, and it's just a cute comedy, but it's not like trying to trick you at all. It never does that. And it's very
Yeah.
lighthearted. Um,
Cool.
wait, when was last week?
The 13th.
13th. Yeah, okay. So, did I talk about Non-Non-Viewer Volume 10 last? Yeah, I did. Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
I think that's all the manga mentioned, possibly.
Yeah.
Alright. And then anime. I actually watched anime this week, too. Uh,
Nice.
I watched 2 more episodes of Gakko and Babysitters. Still not my favorite
Hmm.
show. I kind of just have it on in the background sometimes while doing other stuff.
Yeah.
So I just like have it off to the side because it is lighthearted. It doesn't have really deep plots, so I don't have to pay much attention. So
Hmm.
it's useful for that. So it's just a good noise filler one to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I watched 2 more episodes of that. I watched the newest episode of Yamano Susume. I still love this series, but God, this today's episode was kind of weird and wonky.
Mm.
There's like most of the scenes, the characters, their heads are placed in a weird angle, so every time
Hmm.
they do a frontal shot, it looks like they're half looking up into the sky. Like they're like the head looks like it's positioned that way, but the eyes
Hmm.
are like positioned as if they're looking forward, so it like makes them look like really like gooey and weird, which they don't do throughout the rest of the series, and it just throws me off. Like it was also they reused the same model or same like animation on that face a lot, so it's like the same gooey face, and I was just like, this is, oh, this is. They had such phenomenal animation all the way up to this point, and then I'm just like, oh, these faces, please no more. Please end by next episode, please.
Yeah.
It's a little brutal. Uh, but yeah, I still enjoy it. It's still cute.
Hmm.
There's one character I wish got a bit more screen time this season because they've barely gotten any. It's just been jokes about them being busy with exams
Oh.
and work. But one of the other side characters has been getting a lot more focus because of it, which is nice
Oh, that's good.
to see more of them. Not. It's nice. I wish those two could interact though, because we never see them interact because the other's all busy.
Oh.
It's kind of just like, oh, we've gotten rid of the older character that was their mentor, and now we're just gonna have the younger character take their place. There can only be one black-haired girl. There can be only one.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still fun, still cute.
Hmm.
And
Cool.
then the last thing I watched, which I told you some of it, and I tweeted some out. So I
Yeah.
watched the first episode of Planet With. Because
Yeah.
I knew it was a weird thing. People are like, oh, it looks like a kid show, we're not going to watch. I heard someone saying, like, this isn't really a kid's show. It's, like, really
Hmm.
wild. The animation's really cool. You should at least check it out. So I started watching the very first scene. The animation's super cool. And then
Hmm.
everything goes fucking weird. There's, like, this weird purple giant cat that just, like, has, like, human teeth and will, like, just sitting there eating fucking cabbages, just like biting them in half, and like watching the dude out of his house is this weird fucking it's like it's a giant floating object, and it's like this weird cat face smiley thing, and the like kanji for peas is on it, and there's like a bunch of hands coming out of the bottom, a nose on the back, and it has like ears with mouths in. It's like, what the fuck is this? And then like fighter jets go to attack it, and it shows them like the things they like regretted in life, and it gets
Hmm.
really dark, and it's like, yeah, you regretted this or whatever. It's like and then it's like, I'm going home, like I need to see my wife and child or whatever. Like it like is this weird mental attack thing, and then these people turn into uh superheroes to go fight it, and it's like, oh, he's gonna join them. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. And then the weird maid lady and the cat thing that
Hmm.
like are looking after him, just like fucking phone him. It's like, yeah, you're gonna take that, you're gonna go take it down. And it's like, what? But the superheroes are taking it down. It's like, no, 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 you're gonna go take down the superheroes. You're gonna go fuck them up. I'm like, wait, what? We're the bad guy? Wait. And there's this whole thing about him having amnesia and not remembering anything, and he's like, yeah, I was apparently in a coma, and when I woke up, some weird people had taken me in. It's just like him, super distraught, like clearly coming out of his coma, just turning, and there's the fucking cat and maid sitting there. It's like, Jesus Christ, what a way to wake up.
Wow.
God, it is the most over-the-top nonsense wild thing I have seen in such a long time, and I kind of love it, but also kind of hate it. I don't know what I'm watching, but it's been a fun ride for episode 1.
Yeah.
I feel like there's something else really wild that I'm forgetting. Oh yeah, the cat vores him. The cat literally shows up and just swallows him whole and turns into a robot, and he's inside of the cat. That's
Wow.
Yeah, the cat's a mecha that vores people, apparently. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ almighty.
Yeah, I had heard about that show a couple of weeks ago of people, some like rumors of people saying that it was like actually really, really good. It might be the best show of the season. But then I like read the synopsis and I'm like, this doesn't sound great. It doesn't sound like my thing. But I don't know. I might check it out now.
It's awful, but amazing. Those people might have just been trying to troll more people into seeing this weird ass cat thing. Jesus.
Yeah.
God, what a weird, weird show. I'll try to play some of the promotional video. I'll see if they show any. He has really, really good 2D animation.
Yeah.
The 3D's kind of iffy at times, but yeah, there's the cat and the maid. God, the weird cat. there's the piece. It's all just scenes from episode 1. Okay.
Yeah.
This is the weird shit I got to sit through. God.
Yeah, I think it was a shot. This does look pretty cool.
It's so weird. God. Fucking cat with the human teeth. Oh, are they gonna show the cat boring him? Please, no, they skipped it.
Oh. Yeah, well, they had to save something for the first episode. Keep some surprises in there.
Yeah. God, what a show. Everyone thought it was like this weird kid show at first too, like that train Shinkalion. We didn't talk about Shinkalion.
Oh yeah, the Evangelion episode.
Evangelion, what the heck? What is with mecha shows this season?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's too much.
Seriously?
I wasn't ready for this level of bullshit when I woke up this morning. But I love it. So yeah, I'm probably going to be watching more of that because Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Wow. Whew.
Yeah, alright, so what about you?
Yeah, I've been watching quite a few things this week, actually. I watched a whole bunch of Fist of the North Star. Because I just had a couple nights where I just couldn't sleep, so I watched a bunch of Fist of the North Star instead. And I ended up finishing up part 2.
Got that binge on?
Yeah. So I finished up through episode 57, you know?
Oh my god.
And, it's so good. It's really, really good. The ending of that arc was fantastic. Because it's like, that arc is a lot more about the character Rei than it is about Ken. And Rei is so good. I love him a lot. And, like, he has this amazing fight with the villain called Yuga. And like the fight they have is phenomenal. It's amazing. I had more thoughts about it, but I've forgotten now. It's just like, it's so good. Like, one thing that I kind of liked was that when Yuga showed up, he's like a dude who is like, I'm not only the most powerful fighter in the world, I'm also the most beautiful. And like, he wears a lot of makeup and is like kind of a cross-dresser. And so I was like, oh, this is gonna be bad, like weird and homophobic and stuff. But then it absolutely wasn't.
I mean, he's still a queer-coded villain, so it's still kind of an issue. But
yeah, but like it wasn't like. It was just like that. It wasn't like the overboard being awful that I was expecting it to be, and then during like the Rey and Yuta fight, it actually like got kind of gay between the two of them, which is like,
Wait,
and
what?
not in like, yeah, because there was this moment where where he's like lost, and Yuta is just like, you know, I'm okay. I'm okay that you beat me because you're such a beautiful man. So, like, was this really like tender moment after their fight, and like Yuta is dying, and he's like, it's okay that I got beat by you because you're so beautiful. I love it. Like,
W-
oh,
we got queer-coded villains and barrier gay tropes.
yeah,
To be fair, this is like 1984, so that's pretty
yeah,
good for the time.
yeah. It's like better than expected, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, I finished part two, and it was very good. And I might have cried a little bit at the end. And I wanted to take a break from Fist of the North Star to watch some other stuff because I looked at my queue on Crunchyroll and I had like over 50 things in it. So
Oh,
I'm like, I
jeez.
should clear some of these things out. So I did, and one of the things I cleared out was Aira, which is a little slice of life show that is
Sorry, what was
like
it?
a Aira,
Oh,
Aiura.
I misheard that. It's
Yeah.
like My Hero. I'm like, wait,
Oh,
what?
no.
How did I hear that? Yeah, no, Hero is great. I've
Yeah,
watched it.
it was really cute. It
Crabs.
was, yeah. I didn't understand that. Didn't understand the Steve Jobs stuff either, but it was a good, cute show. Like, I'm not usually into the slice of life shows where it's just nothing happens and it's just characters talking about nothing. But this was like the episodes are so short and compact that it worked really well for me. So yeah, it was good. I like that a lot.
Meanwhile, I'm a slut for those kind of shows. 4 minutes were not long enough. I want more with
Yeah.
these characters.
And another short show I cleared out was I watched Encouragement of Crime season one. Since I was, because you know that's a whole 45 minutes to watch that.
Sorry, what was it called?
Encouragement of Crime.
Oh, the first season.
Susan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Susan. I'm having trouble hearing today, apparently.
Oh, that's okay. I'm kind of mumbling too. So
Yeah, season one, more 3-minute episodes.
yeah, and I know that the second and third seasons get longer episodes, and I think that is probably a good thing because these episodes felt like they just didn't have enough to them.
Mhm,
It felt like they really wanted them to be longer, but they could only get these short couple minutes.
mhm.
Yeah, if I would like to continue watching, but season two is available literally nowhere, so maybe I won't.
Sometimes, sometimes you just gotta be gay, do crimes, you know?
Yep, maybe. And then one other thing I cleared out of my list was Blade Runner Blackout 2022,
Mm.
which I thought it was like a whole longer thing, but it's just 15 minutes short. But yeah, it was. I've never watched any of the other Blade Runner movies, so it didn't do a lot for me, but it was some good cyberpunk.
Same.
Very, very aesthetic, very good mood stuff. Yeah, I liked the art of it a lot. And there was that scene where the girl beats up a bunch of cops, and that was very good. She's very like gymnastic kind of movement to her. That was good. But yeah, so that's all of the old stuff I've watched this week. I caught up on Hanebado and Harukana Receive, which are both very good still. Hanebado has a lot of had a lot of really good animation this week. Is they're doing a prelims tournament, so they can like constantly cut between different characters in the different matches. It's really good. Oh, I like that show a lot. And like it's weird because everyone in it is just so angry and sad and sweaty just all the time. And it's not really what I was expecting. And if you watch the OP, it's not kind of the mood that OP conveys.
Even the first
But yeah.
few episodes don't convey that.
Yeah. But yeah,
Not fully.
it doesn't get dark, but it does get. It's very different from what I was expecting going in.
Brutal competition.
Yeah.
I did have a bit spoiled for me, and the
Yeah.
main girl sounds like she just goes fucking.
Oh yeah. She.
She goes like a
Yep.
little nuts there. And
Yeah.
apparently, she's a huge sadist when it comes to competitions,
Yeah.
which is hot, but
Yeah, whenever she's having a match, her eyes like just go empty, and like, and one of the things her opponent like pulls a muscle. It's just some random no-name opponent. She's like, you can just forfeit already. She like walks over to the ref and's like, here, just let me sign the thing to say that I won. And they're like, well, she didn't actually forfeit yet. Like, but it's over. Come on. It's just like just really heartless and
I
oh,
mean,
it's really good.
that is a tactic in sports, is
Yeah,
demoralize your opponent.
yeah, yeah. That's very good. And Haruka Receive is also very good for very different reasons. But yeah, I don't really have much to say about that. It's just it's a lot more fun. It's very lighthearted.
I
And
remember.
yeah,
Sorry.
go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
just wanted to say it before we moved on. I remember seeing someone posting online saying it's amazing how with a year with a 50th anniversary Ashita no Joe
Hmm.
like remake, that a show about sweaty angry girls playing I'm quoting that from you now because I forget the exact
Yeah,
quote, but uh,
yeah,
a bunch of like a badminton anime is the best sports anime of the year, or the
yeah.
best anime of the year in general. I think they might have said, but
Hmm. Yeah. There's something I've realized with these two shows is that sports with nets in the middle are really good because you could get those good shots of like opponents looking at each other with the net in the middle.
oh yeah.
And it's like it's a good shot. It works well.
Maybe
Right.
that's what made Haikyuu so good. They found the
Yeah.
formula, just put a net there.
Yeah.
Like Prince
That's
of
it.
Tennis, people loved that. There's a net. We've
Yeah.
cracked the code.
Yeah. That's the secret is to have a net. Yeah.
Competitive bug catching.
Perfect. Yeah, and then I did a little bit of reading this week as well. Since I went and bought a bunch of manga, I figured I should read some of the manga from the last time I bought stuff. So I've been catching up on Battle Angel Alita because I've had 3 volumes of that and only read the first one. But yeah,
Oh god.
that's it's so good.
Oh god, searching that up is awful because it comes up
Oh
as
yeah,
Gunham.
yeah, yeah. There's the rollerball arc is so fantastic. There's a lot of really fantastic characters in it. Oh, and then like after that, there's some good stuff in that. Like at one point, this character shows up and is like looking for revenge against Alita from stuff that happens earlier, and is just like leveling this town because they're super powerful now, and they're just destroying whole buildings. And the people of the town come up to Alita, like they're like, "Oh, good, we found you. We need you to go sacrifice yourself." Because like you would normally expect it to be like, oh, the people of the village want to go to the hero and ask for their help to go save the day, but they're like, no, like Alita, this is your fault. We're losing our homes because of you. You need to go like sacrifice yourself to this demon because like this is all your fault. This is the only way you can make it right. It was this very good moment that like she's clearly not a hero to these people, even though she's doing the right thing. It was very cool. Oh, it's such a good series. And it makes me all the more scared for the movie coming out. It's like there's no way they can get all this in the movie, but it looks like they're going to try to.
Yeah.
Ugh.
One of the things everyone talked about is like, well, James Cameron was a huge fan, that's why I bought it, like Guillermo
Mm-hmm.
del Toro showed it to him, wherever he was super into it. But the problem is he's not directing anymore. He handed it over to Robert Rodriguez, and while his style might work for it, which we still have to
Mm-hmm.
see, he's not as invested as James Cameron is, and that might hurt it a lot. That's like one of the scary things to think about. The
Yeah.
guy who's actually doing the directing is not the guy who is so invested in it that he purchased the rights.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like almost 2 decades ago, and is still trying to make it work. So
Yeah.
that seems like a very James Cameron thing to do. Buy rights to something, make it 2 decades later. Like,
Yeah.
wasn't that the thing with Avatar? He announced it, and then it didn't come out for another 2 decades or something because he needed the technology to catch up.
Yeah. I remember hearing about that. Of like they spent like a decade building the cameras so they could film it properly or
The
something.
I
It's
think it was like the
wild.
facial mocap in particular.
Yeah. Yeah, because they had the setup they had was that they were filming the people, and then they had a real time rendering of what the movie would look like happening right there, so they could see it, which is wild. But yeah, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Oh, I want that
Fingers
movie to be good.
crossed. Even if it's not, at least we have the really nice hardcover
Yeah.
re-release.
Yeah, these hardcovers are good. They're very good. Oh, and then I also read a little bit more of the Shiori experience, which is just fun. It's a nice little fun thing to read. And Prince showed up.
Suddenly, Prince.
Yeah. It's like I was thinking, like, man, this would be like a really good anime, but it would be impossible to do because you would have to get like likeness rights for all these people, and then also get their music, and it would be impossibly expensive.
Just use the JoJo equivalent knockoffs.
Oh, that would be good. Yeah, there's actually a moment in it where they're like preparing a song, and she plays the song for the ghost of Jimi Hendrix, and he's like, "Oh, that's the song? Yeah, that's my song. That's Purple Haze. You just played Purple Haze." I was like, "Oh, it's very funny.
I
It's
could
very good."
I could maybe see them getting the likeness rights to Jimi Hendrix because I feel like his family and estate isn't super against his use,
Hmm.
and they'd be very much like I feel like this is the type of thing that they'd be into.
Yeah.
Kurt Cobain, hell no. That's
Yeah.
never gonna happen. Prince, probably not either, ever.
Yeah.
Hell fucking no.
Yeah. I mean, they could also do the thing where they just have a character who looks a lot like those people, and then just have like Baby Bendrix or whatever, you
Well,
know.
it depends. Is Prince's name still a character, like the symbol, or is it back to Prince? Because you just use the one that's not.
Oh, good point. They'll just have, yeah, they'll just have his name be a random symbol, not quite the Prince symbol, but just a random one. Be like, there, it's not Prince now. Uh,
Yeah. And then
yeah,
Kurt Cobain. Just
yeah,
make it Dave Grohl instead.
yeah. He'd be down to be in an anime. He'd be
Probably.
cool with that.
Knowing Dave Grohl, and he's still from Nirvana, so it still works.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all the stuff I read and watched this week. It felt like a lot, but it was funny. I looked at my anime history on now, and it was like, oh, I've watched like 50 episodes of things this week because all of the two short shows I watched and all the Fist of the North Star. But yeah,
That's always fun. Have you
yeah.
ever gone to like the Anime Plus website and just gone to the
Mm,
history there? Because
no, I
it's
haven't.
really interesting. You can look at like these graphs or like a completion by month, and I can look in July 2015. I finished 17 series.
Hmm.
Where's my highest finished series? January 2016, 20. Nothing else is
Yeah.
close. It's like I apparently finished 3 in August. Wait, what? I
Oh.
finished 3? That's I can. Oh yeah, Token Rambu, Tetrapentagon Triangle, and the Yamano Susume OVA. There we go. You can click and you can even see what you finished in what
Oh.
months, as long as you're
Cool.
adding the dates, your start date and your finish date on Mail,
Oh yeah.
which is why I do that. But yeah, there's like
Yeah.
some months where it's like zero, nothing.
Hmm.
Like, I got 2 months where I didn't finish anything. But yeah, it's really neat. You can also do that with manga, of course.
Cool.
And I think they're yeah, the graphs. They also have like the chapters completed each day or whatever. So like last 3 weeks, I watched 19 episodes from 6 different titles.
Mm-hmm.
14 days ago, I watched 9 episodes. That's the bulk of them. That's when I finished Token Rambu and to
Yeah.
Love to Langle. But yeah, it's neat. I feel like if you're looking at statistics like that, this would be a thing you'd really like.
Yeah. Cool. I
And
like numbers.
and then of course there's also the achievements based on stuff you've watched, which
Oh
is
yeah.
always fun. I finally have the sports one.
Oh, nice.
Sports level 1. Well, I think there's also is it ratings? Oh yeah, you can go to ratings and look like your rated stuff, like ratings versus time spent, like so you can see like the average length of a series, what you're more likely to rate it.
Mm-hmm.
Ratings versus episode count. So like, oh, more episodes it has, the less likely or the more likely I'm going to rate it or whatever.
Mm,
Right, so
cool.
yeah, there's some neat stuff there. But
Yeah. Neat.
anyways,
So yeah. Should we get into our book club shows then?
alrighty then. Do we want to do play artists first?
Yeah, sure.
I feel like we always do Alderman first, so
Yeah.
let's go play artists because Alderman ends on an interesting note.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Play It is ends on an interesting note as well.
I
But a
just
different kind of interesting. Yeah?
I can't hold it back anymore. I need to brag about how fucking close my random ass crackpot theory was.
Yeah.
That the blue one would come, like it would mean something like Subaru Eternity or something. I was
Mm-hmm.
right that it had significance to a trap.
Yeah.
Like I
That's
was
right.
so close. God,
Oh, it's
I'm
a
a
good call.
genius.
Yeah.
I
So
saw I
yeah.
saw that blue one and I was like, it's the one. And with how much they were playing Owie up, being like how, because they were super close and lovey-dovey this episode.
Yeah,
I
they
was like, it's
were.
fucking happening.
Oh. Mm,
Then it didn't, but it sort of did. So
yeah. There's still time. It could still happen.
they could. Also, we still need Minato's backstory
Yeah. So yeah.
soon.
It's, like, yeah, it seems like the Minato and the Horned Cape are actually separate people, or separate versions of the same person, and not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have the same earrings.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I meant Nanako's backstory. We need Nanako's
Oh
backstory
yeah.
still.
Yeah, her as well. That's what I was thinking of. Like, since she hasn't had her backstory episode yet, maybe my theory that like she's actually evil or something is right. I was
Or
thinking
or possibly
maybe.
she's like one of the aliens and that's why she can
Yeah.
translate.
So I was thinking is like, what if she's an alien, but like she has she made like the president that is a little alien has like, oh, the humans will believe me if I say this thing is the alien and it's just communicating to me. Because if they just see a human, they wouldn't think she's an alien.
Hmm. She does have
Yeah.
the captain's hat. She actually does
Yeah.
have a captain's hat. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. So yeah. Mm, there's something bad about the president's aliens race though.
Yeah.
Is when cause the president seems to not want the other aliens to get there. So I'm thinking if they get
Although,
there, the aliens will want to like take over Earth.
yeah, they're looking for a home is what he said in this episode. So they
Yeah.
might try to take over. Although it could also be he knew without the full engine he couldn't stop exactly and it was going to like materialize and crash into Earth because of that.
Hmm.
So it could just be that as well because they did play up that it was crashing.
Yeah.
But that could also be a red herring. So,
True.
um, I'm really curious why Minato's trying so hard to pull them there. I'm also new theory that
Hmm.
Schiff is actually Minato's race on it.
Oh. Huh.
Maybe,
Interesting.
maybe, maybe they're like kidnapped or prisoners or something, and the other aliens trying to like
Hmm.
kidnap them more or something. Who knows?
Yeah. Something.
I I do think it's interesting that we finally saw another character enter Minato's garden, and that Minato apparently has finally left.
Yeah.
Minato is out of the garden and meets other Minato, and who knows what that might entail.
Yeah. I thought it was really interesting at the end that they didn't actually see face to face, but it was like through the water, so they couldn't see each other. So it makes me wonder if maybe Minato has now changed somehow.
Maybe, or maybe it's always been the same Minato, just like going back and forth between instances. Because
Hmm.
when the other Minato comes in and finds the earring,
Hmm.
the other Minato's gone already, but then reappears when Minato's suddenly back in through the water.
Oh.
So it might have just been still split personality or something the whole time.
Yeah, that's true.
Uh,
Interesting. We'll
yeah,
see.
There's so many ways it could go.
Hmm. Yeah, I had been kind of lukewarm on the show so far, but this episode really got me back into it. Like, I really, really like this episode. It
Yeah,
was very good.
they did a good midway turn where they
Yeah.
answered some stuff and some stuff became more clear, but also it suddenly got a lot more convoluted.
Hmm.
And like, there's been stuff that has now happened that is going to have most likely drastic consequences, but we can't tell what yet.
Hmm.
Also, was it hilarious to you too when their like drive shafts transform and they just get like the grill of a car, like they get the grill
Yeah.
part added on, or is like by the end they're literally just gonna transform into full cars and run. They're just gonna fucking run
Oh.
Minato over. That's the end.
Oh, that would
It's
be
just
hilarious.
roadkill. Oh.
I thought about it. Like, I bet that when they did that and the grills showed up, I was like, oh, they use different engine revving noises. I'm like, I wonder if they went and got like the actual engine revving noises Subaru cars, and
Maybe.
that's like, and like it matches the grills that they all have now. Like, that
Maybe.
would be a hilarious detail to include.
It'd be fantastic. It's like one of the stipulations that Subaru has is like, yeah, you can take all our money, but you gotta do this. You gotta show
Yeah.
our grills at one point and use the right engine noises.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
I
that would
guess.
be. I really hope they did do that.
I
That's just a hilarious detail. Oh.
I want to know if there's like the Subaru Nanako or like the Subaru Aoi as like names of like Subaru cars. Like I need to know if
Hmm.
that's a thing. The
Yeah.
Minato. I also like how the name of their parents are just like Nanako's father, Itsuki's mother. They don't have names.
Mm.
All these nameless parents, and none of them have last names.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll show up, but
Yeah.
no, no. The we're never seeing Subaru's parents again, unless if they're explaining how to build a car again.
Yeah.
It's the only time.
Yeah.
You know, life and trends are a lot like this engine.
Oh, so I have bad news. The Subaru cars in 2015 was the BRZ, the Forester, the Impreza, the Legacy, the Outback, the WRX, and the Crosstrek.
The original wasn't from. The original's from
Oh, it's from earlier than that. Oh, right. 'Cause it
2011.
was 2011. Okay.
Which
Let me
we
refine
need
my
to
search here for 2011.
find a way to watch.
It's all the same car names.
Okay.
Oh, except the
Unfortunate.
also has the Tribeca.
Tribeca.
Yeah, so unfortunately their names are not taken from the cars, but
Darn, that would have been hilarious, but also
that would have been.
awkward. Wait, maybe their hats are.
Oh, maybe.
What were they? What were they called again?
One sec. The Forester, the Impreza, WRX, Legacy, the Outback, and the Tribeca.
Yeah, I don't think those are gonna.
Yeah, I don't think they went that far.
Hikaru just means forester. Yeah. No. But yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's all I've got on Pleiades this week.
I feel like I had something else I'm now forgetting.
Um,
I liked how desperate it showed them. Oh yeah,
mhm.
at the end we see Minato, one of the like horns is broken off.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if we're gonna get two Minatos each with one horn and maybe both get powers that way or something. That's another
Ooh.
thing that might happen.
Yeah.
Or there's some kind of time loop shenanigans here because they're talking about multiverses and stuff, right? It's very possible that the horns
Yeah.
break off, loses memory, and becomes the other Minato, and then
Oh.
eventually goes through it all and sort of regains the memories when Subaru brings that other hearing in, and it resonates,
Mhm.
and it's like, oh, I remember who I am now, and then like leaves and gets powerful again, back in
Oh.
current time.
Oh, I actually really like that idea. I'm a big fan of time loops, so I like that idea a lot.
Oh, with the multiverse stuff in this series already, it would be like the
Yeah.
place for it.
Yeah.
Or
Oh,
it
that
doesn't
is.
even have to be a time loop. It could be two Minatos from two different like universes.
Mm-hmm.
And because of the meddling of the one, it reminds the other one who had lost their memory through the same way. Like, there's all kinds of ways.
Yeah.
That's my new
Oh.
crack theory. Now that my other one's been proven
Yeah.
half right, half wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Move on to Alderman now.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Alderman episode 7, which I I feel like there was less in this episode than I was expecting, but we got a lot of very important stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm guessing that this Holy War thing going on is probably going to be most of the rest of the series, I bet. Or I could see it being.
Most likely. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're gonna probably either finish out the war or there'll be some sort of coup on the guy running it. Because
Yeah.
my theory, he sends the princess back, but they realize she's been sent back or scouts here, and they attack that base, which isn't as heavily guarded, kidnap the princess, and once that's sent back to Central, and the fact like everything that's being told is sent back to Central, he gets fired,
Mm-hmm.
and not Ikta himself, but that commander guy who's been looking after and training them, he takes over, and
Yeah.
then kind of Ikta becomes his second command and sort of pseudo takes over
Mm-hmm.
because he knows the most about the people and their lands.
Yeah.
That's my theory for what might happen.
Mm. Interesting. See, I was thinking that like the general guy in charge now, he like he's like, oh, we don't worry about reporting this to Central yet. We don't need to yet. And I wonder if maybe he gets in over his head and then like just cracks under the pressure and like just deserts the whole army or something, and just leaves. And then Ikta like takes over because he's like, oh, I'll take care of this. And he just kind of takes over by force. Because I remember at one point there was like voiceover from Yatori saying like, "Oh, this was the first major thing from Ikta or whatever. His first
Mm,
major commanding job or whatever."
right.
So maybe he like
Uh,
just kind of takes over at some point. Yeah.
there is again the chance the princess just comes back and is like, "Nope, you're fired now. Get the
Oh yeah.
fuck out."
Oh yeah. That
I
too.
don't. I'm surprised she didn't just do that. I guess because they
Yeah.
didn't have an immediate commander to take over since the guy who was the good commander was killed. But
Mhm.
yet this guy's just a racist who wants a genocide. Like, oh,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah. He's real bad.
Yeah. We were right about the stealing the spirits.
Yeah. You are.
Yeah.
That was. Oh.
That was kind of dark.
I.
I like that they are starting to do more with the spirits now. I know you were talking about them not doing
Yeah.
enough earlier. Starting to like
Yeah.
hear more about how well they're not the most useful, but it's a religious thing for a lot of them. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, this starts to make sense. Why everyone has
Yeah.
their partner.
How like there's the two religions. There's the one of the tribal people where they kind of worship the spirits, and the other religion where they're like, oh, the spirits are like messengers from God or whatever. It was nice that they're finally doing something more with them. I
Which
still don't understand why all the soldiers have them, but whatever.
I think it's supposed to be everyone has a partner, even the people who
Yeah.
aren't soldiers, possibly. Like,
Okay. Hmm.
possibly.
Interesting.
But we got all this time acquainted to New Girl too, who's probably gonna die.
Yeah.
She's most likely gonna die, and that's probably gonna enrage Ikta, who's gonna kill the commander and take over. Something like that.
Yeah. I could totally see that. That's what the new girl is. Kana? Is that her name? Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. I could totally see her just being introduced so that she can die.
Yeah,
Which
because
would be unfortunate. Yeah.
throughout her scenes, I kept going, they could have just used this as time to build more character with, like, Ikta's lieutenant girl or with the blue-haired girl, and then I was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, it's probably because she's going to be expendable, and they want us to feel emotions
Mm-hmm.
about it.
Yeah.
Uh,
I wonder if maybe it was like they wanted a fresh character to be like, oh, here's another person who is big on like science and reading these books and stuff. And since none of the other characters are like that really, it would feel like a weird shift, and they wanted to talk about that stuff more, so they just threw in this other character.
I feel like, yeah, Tori's somewhat into the science stuff.
Yeah, I guess it could have been.
Or you could have even had, like, Matthew, like, get into it and kind
Yeah,
of be like, oh, that's actually where he excels at.
yeah.
Because he
Oh,
doesn't have a
God.
thing yet. Just be like, oh, he's actually, like, a genius at scientific shit. Oh,
hmm
that would have
God,
been good.
I really hope they do something with Matthew, because he just feels so underutilized right now.
I feel like
Like,
if it
yeah,
does, it's past where this anime will end in the light novels.
yeah, probably. I bet, I bet he has a large role later on in the light novels, and they had to include him for the anime because he's an important character, but we're just not gonna get it. That'll be
Yeah,
a bummer.
we'll have to
Ugh.
see. There's
Yep.
still time.
Yep. Mm.
Um, I like the ending, or like the whole line about the holy war where he's going on and on. It's like it's not in their language. And they're like,
Mhm.
well, it's like a war to get their holy things back. And he's like, it sounds like someone's been giving them the perfect excuse to go to war. And it almost
Yeah.
implies that the commander who's trying to start this war
Mhm.
isn't the only one. Like it, I'm almost wondering if the that other country, because they're like no country's ever come over these mountains. It's
Mhm.
like this tribe lives in the mountains. They can go down the other side. Like they
Yeah.
retreated into mountains. They probably have the ways through. They might have been influenced by I forget what the country's called that they were fighting,
Yeah.
and possibly were led to revolution by incitement from the other. Because they also suddenly have, like when they're seen before patrolling, it's like yeah, this is just a show of force. Like we just have to show we have men. It's
Mhm.
like suddenly it's like wait, there's a lot of tribes people, and they are actually really heavily armed and have
Mhm.
really strong fortifications, which we didn't see before.
Yeah.
Right, they're fighting that same pass where the ambush was, but now there's cannons and stuff set up, like in pillboxes. It's like something's happened that they like in a short amount of time where they've got a lot
Yeah.
of support. It feels like so.
Yeah. Man, I was kind of thinking when I was watching the episode, I was thinking like, oh, maybe the general of this thing has some weird plot where he's going to like convince the tribal people to fight back, and then that's why he's not reporting back to Central. But then I just realized, no, actually, it probably is the other country manipulating the tribes so they can get a foothold here. Like, ugh, this is going to result in like Ikta rallying the people and like reuniting the tribal people with the rest of them so that they can fight back the Kyoka and prevent them from
I
breaking
I
through.
do kind of like the idea too, though, of the major like trying to start this war so he
hmm
can become famous off and become a famous commander.
Yeah.
And like because he suddenly has these like the holy knights or whatever the heck they're called showing up. It's like puts the
hmm
fire under his ass. He's like, I'm retiring soon. You know, I want fame. I want glory. My this other super famous general's dead. It's like I could become the new famous general,
Yeah.
and trying to incite a war that he can then squash, and he like assumes he can just crush out really fast and become a hero.
hmm
That's another theory, which I think would be interesting because it just literally the whole thing happens because one guy's ambition and he's a fucking nut job who's way too full of himself and way too
hmm
greedy.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see. Very, really want to see where this goes. Oh,
Also, I
yeah.
don't think I've said it before. I do appreciate that it's a main. It's one of those shows where usually when shows do like, oh, they'll do like the main cast. It's always like, uh, two guys, one girl, kind of like that ratio, like 33%. But they
hmm
have an even split between the main characters, which is nice.
Oh yeah, they do.
Although they've underutilized Taroma, but
Yeah.
they've also underutilized Matthew, so it's
So,
even.
yeah, it evens out a
They've
evens out a bit.
underutilized the princess a bit too, except to be captured over and over.
Yeah. The, yeah, the princess hasn't done very much.
Yeah, for being a princess, she's been pretty useless and not using the fact she's a princess to help very
Yeah.
much,
It's
surprisingly.
like, yeah. It's like I feel like most of the episodes she's either captured or not there. Like,
The top brass want me to leave. It's like, you're the princess. Can't you just tell them to go suck it? Like,
yeah. Well, it's probably something like she's trying to be a proper military person,
It's all
so
plot
she's
reasons. It's
yeah,
probably also like a lot is like your dad commanded it or whatever, right? Like
yeah,
has to play nice until she can get the throne.
yeah. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. That's all I've got for this episode. It's just
Also, I'm actually kind of
yeah.
curious about sending her back as well, because they're saying the top brass, but Central hasn't been informed. It's only the top brass of that base, which is now just one guy, the
Oh
Lieutenant
yeah.
General. So,
Hmm.
is he sending her back
Hmm.
because he's like worried the castle, or he knows the castle's going to be attacked? Possibly
Yeah.
knowing that and needs to keep her at least out of that. Or maybe
Yeah.
he's leaks that that's where she's going to the southern undefended place where she can be kidnapped. Or is he committing genocide and doesn't want the princess to be a witness who can testify against him? Like, there's
Hmm.
so many possibilities for why he got rid of her.
Yeah.
It's kind of neat to think about.
It is. We shall see.
Yeah, we got 5 more episodes.
Oh, it's 6. It's 5? 5, right.
Wait, no, six.
No,
It's
6.
13. It's
6.
13. Yeah,
Math,
six.
math is hard.
Six. It's a 13 episode season. Ah!
Yeah.
Oh no!
So yeah, it's been a pretty good show
Just
so
crossed that
far.
halfway point, and I definitely have to say it's a lot better than I kind of expected at the beginning.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed it quite a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Same with Pleiades. I've liked them both quite a
Yeah.
bit. I think this has been a pretty good season of shows.
It
Uh,
has been. We made good choices for once.
yeah, I mean we've made good choices before, but rarely ever do we both make a
Yeah.
good choice.
Yeah.
I can't even remember what we did last season.
Oh, I don't know if
Like,
that was a million years ago.
yeah, that's 7 weeks ago. That's so long.
Oh, it was Key and Megalobox. It was
Right.
last
Those are
season.
actually pretty good though. Those are
Yeah,
good too.
those
But
were.
it felt a bit awkward to talk about like Key at times and
Hmm.
Megalobox, because Megalobox was pretty standard in the plot at some points.
Yeah.
And then Key was just written years apart, and it showed there was some real awkward
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh, yeah. Key was rough around the edges. It was weird.
Yeah,
Weird is a good way to describe that show.
definitely.
Yeah.
And then we had
It's Gunslinger, Gunslinger Girl and Shaika were the season before that.
yeah. Oh goodness.
Ugh.
Goodness, we made some mistakes occasionally.
Yeah. Yeah, that
Uh,
was quite a thing.
Hibane Redmay was good.
Yeah, that
Hibane Redmay
was.
Matori, I think, was probably our only other two good shows season. It's when you bring in the magical girls.
Yeah.
'Cause yeah,
I wasn't huge on Matoi. Like, it was good, but
yeah,
it's not.
it wasn't the best, but it's at least decent and enjoyable the whole way through.
Yeah, true.
But then there was Jake's Clockwork Planet back before we could remove
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
And there's also Yumiko and Mary in Centaur.
Yeah.
Mary
Those
was
shows.
fun. I liked
Yeah,
Mary.
Mary was good. And Centaur's Life was okay.
Yeah. Yeah. The manga is better, I think.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to have the time to notice little details and put in little weird things,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
I need to get more of that manga. But
Mm. So, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think that about does it for this week.
I can't believe we're halfway through. We're gonna be picking new stuff in like
Oh,
another
couple
3 weeks.
weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another three we'll probably start talking about what we're gonna.
Yeah, about
Right.
next season.
I think there was something I saw next season that I like. That's what we're doing.
Ooh. I haven't even looked at next season yet, so I have no idea what's coming up. But yeah,
Well,
that'll do it. Yeah.
I was gonna say, it also depends. Like, if there's something you want to watch that you haven't gotten around to, and you're like, we're gonna watch that.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah.
So yeah, this has been another episode of Shenanimegans. Watch us live on twitch.tv/Sasam, SASAM, or you can catch all the VODs on Shenanimegans.moe, where you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're doing a good job of keeping that updated every week. Keeping all the episodes uploaded on time, mostly. And, you can follow us each on Twitter. I'm at that lastly. You're at SasonBots. And then you can join our Discord at shenanimegans.moe/Discord.
Yeah, I think that's about it.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah. We'll see you next week.
Yep. Take care.
Bye.